Today we are going to study the role of selenium in xerography. I am Dr. Digna Varghese. Contents: selenium, xerography, role of selenium in xerography. Selenium, we know its symbol is Se and its atomic number is 34 and its mass number is 78.96, and we know it is a non-metal and it is placed in group 16, that is it is placed in oxygen family. And selenium was discovered in 1817 by Johannes Jacob Berzelius and Johann Gottlieb Gahn. And selenium, the word derived from the Greek word that is means moon. Selenium has 7 naturally occurring isotopes. 5 of these is selenium 74, selenium 76, selenium 77, selenium 78 and selenium 80, which are stable, and with selenium 80 being the most abundant isotope, that is about 49.6% of natural abundance. Selenium shows an important property, that is its photoconductivity. Selenium shows an increase in electrical conductivity when it is exposed to light of a suitable frequency. That means selenium conducts only in the presence of light and it acts as a non-conductor in dark. Exposure to light carries the electrons from the valence band of the material to the conduction band across the band gap, thereby inducing conductivity. There is, when exposure to light, the selenium carries the electrons from the valence band of the material, that means of the selenium, to the conduction band, that is excitation of electrons from the valence band to the conduction band across the band gap, thereby inducing conductivity. The photoconductor effectively converts light into electricity. So selenium shows an important property, that is photoconductivity. So the photoconductor effectively converts light into electricity. The photoreceptive properties of selenium are responsible for its role in xerography or electrophotography. So selenium shows an important property like photoconductivity that is responsible for its role in xerography or electrophotography. Xerography. Xerography or electrophotography is a dry photocopying technique that we are daily taking several photostats from the Xerox machine. In that, selenium shows an important role for photocopying the material. The technique was originally called electrophotography. It was later renamed xerography from the Greek roots xeros means dry and graphia means writing, so to emphasize that unlike reproduction techniques then in use such as cyanotype, this process used no liquid chemicals, so it is known as dry writing technique or xerography. Xerography means dry writing. There is no use of liquid chemicals. Xerography was invented by American physicist Chester Carlson in 1938. He is an American physicist, Chester Carlson. He invented the xerography in 1938. Steps involved in photocopying process are xeroxing. First step is fabrication of photoreceptor and its sensitization. The photoreceptor is prepared by vacuum depositing a thin film on an aluminum sheet. What is actually the vacuum depositing? A vacuum deposition is a family of processes used to deposit layers of materials atom by atom, that is layers of materials from atom by atom or molecule by molecule on a solid surface. This process operates at pressures below atmospheric pressure, that is vacuum. So it is known as vacuum deposition. One material deposited on the other material in layers, atom by atom or molecule by molecule type deposition. The deposited layers can range from a thickness of 1 atom up to millimeters. So it is a thin film, like thin film. So here the vacuum deposition of selenium or arsenic selenide, that is actually we are using in Xeroxing machine amorphous selenium or arsenic selenide, that is As2Sc3, that which acts as a better photoreceptor than selenium and is deposited by a vaporization technique, that is the technique involved in the to provide a thin film in the type of selenium, amorphous selenium or a arsenic selenide in atom by atom or a molecule by molecule on a solid surface. Here we are using the aluminum surface to provide a thin film on an aluminum drum, which is then installed in a photocopier such that it is mounted to rotate on its own axis. It can rotate on its own axis. That is actually the fabrication of the photoreceptor. And how it is sensitized or how it is charging, that is charging of the photoconductor, that is also involved in the step 1. The selenium layer is then sensitized or charged by in the dark by an electrostatic charging device which utilizes a field of the order of 10 raised to 5 volt per centimeter. At the starting point of the photocopying run, the drum begins to rotate and a uniform electrostatic charge is distributed over the surface of the selenium or arsenic selenide film by a high voltage corona discharge. That means corona discharge is an electrical discharge brought on by the ionization of a fluid such as air surrounding a conductor that is electrically charged. So it is actually a charging device which emits ionized gas molecules that are absorbed by the drum surface. Aluminum sheet coated with a thin film of selenium, that is actually the drum surface that can rotate its own axis, and it can be sensitized or charged by use of a charging device in the order of 10 raised to 5 volt per centimeter. That is actually involved in the step 1 process. Step 2 in the Xeroxing process, that is the formation of latent image. The image of the document Xeroxed is contain some dark regions and light regions, that is document with light and dark regions to be Xeroxed is allowed to fall on a photoreceptor, that is actually the photoconductor which is charged. The document to be photocopied begins to pass over the rotating drum. Here the conducting regions of selenium coating corresponding to light regions of the image. Document consists of light and dark patterns. The surface potential of the receptor gets reduced in the light regions. That means from the light regions, this is the light regions that gets reduced. Here is no charge, so there is reduced, but because selenium in such regions becomes photoconducting, leading to a reduction of electrostatic from such regions. But surface potential in the dark regions, that is in this case here, which we show in the green ink, that is unaltered. Here there is uniform charge because selenium is non-conducting in the absence of light. In this way, a latent or hidden electrostatic image of the document is formed. That is exactly what in the document, that is actually forms a latent image in the photoreceptor. That is the step 2, formation of latent image. Here the image of the document Xeroxed is allowed to fall on the photosensitized receptor. The document actually consists of light and dark regions. In the light regions, the reduction occurs, and in the dark regions, there is no such reduction occurs because in the dark, selenium is non-conducting. In the light region, selenium becomes photoconducting. So there is some reduction, and in the case of dark regions there is no reduction, or it becomes unaltered. So in this way, a latent or hidden electrostatic image of the document exactly formed. Next step is in Xeroxing is development of latent image. That is, colored toner particles mixed with the spherical carrier beads are allowed to run over the photoreceptor. Actually, the toner is a mixture of carbon powder and iron oxide. Nowadays, it is melt mixed with a polymer. So, the image after the latent image is projected onto the film, the drum is passed over the toner particles. So, the colored toner particles mixed with the spherical carrier beads are allowed to run over the photoreceptor. Here the colored toner particles which is allowed to fall over the photoreceptor, which contains the latent electrostatic image. The toner particles becomes negatively charged due to friction and are attached by the electrostatically charged patterns on the photoreceptor. Both toner particles and photoreceptor charges are in opposite charged species. So the toner particles are not attracted by the uncharged patterns. Here latent electrostatic image contains some charged part and other contain no charges. The toner particles which passed over the drum, due to friction it becomes negatively charged. So the toner particles are not attracted by the uncharged patterns, only attracts those contain positive charge. The adherence of the toner particles on the selective parts of the photoreceptor thus leads to the formation of visible image, exactly that matches the latent electrostatic image. Here we can see from this figure, that is formation of the visible image from the latent image, that is the charges of this. That means the image is developed as the toner particles or toner distributes itself over the electrostatic image. Here the toner is negatively charged and which is attracted by the oppositely charged regions only, and it is unaffected or not attracted by the uncharged patterns. So exactly we get the visible image as exactly as the document contains. Next step in Xeroxing is transfer of the image onto the print paper. The print paper which is kept parallel to the photoreceptor is then electrostatically charged. This process transfers the tonal particles from the photoreceptor to the print paper. That means the photoreceptor with the visible image is here and the toner particle is here and the print paper is placed over here, and here the charge, actually this is done within seconds. That is, when the document is copied and the aluminum drum is with the selenium film is uniformly charged, and when the document contains the light and dark regions, and allowing the charging device over it, it forms an latent image, and this latent image contains charged patterns with uncharged regions, and this, when over to this the tonal particles is moved, tonal particles becomes negatively charged due to friction. This negatively charged particles attracted only by the oppositely charged particles, and it does not attract by the regions with no charge. So we will get our photoreceptor with visible image forms, and this image is transferred to the print paper, that is kept parallel to the photoreceptor, which is then electrostatically charged. This process transfers the tonal particles from the photoreceptor to the print paper, that is in opposite charges attracts. Next step is fixing. Fixing means the tonal particles fixed to the print paper permanently. That is, the tonal particles are then fixed permanently on the print paper by melting them on the surface of the print paper by electric heating. By the use of electric heating, the tonal particles, that is actually the mixture of a carbon powder and iron oxide, or in the presence of some polymer beads, that is melted on the surface of the print paper by electric heating. Next step is cleaning. Tonal particles left on the photoreceptor removed either by mechanical means or by a combination of electrostatic and mechanical means. If some of the tonal particles are used for fixing step and the other remains on the photoreceptor, that is removed by mechanical means or by the combination of electrical and mechanical means. And in the seventh step, that is the last step in the photocopying process, that is erasing of the image. The photoreceptor is then exposed to bright light so that the all of the selenium layer is equally conducting. That is, therefore, the latent electrostatic image vanishes and the photoreceptor is again ready to use. That we can see when we are taking the document for Xeroxing. When we are on the start switch for copying the document, when one light is within seconds, a light is passed in one direction. After 2 seconds or 3 seconds, there is another light passed in the opposite direction. That means that light is actually used for erasing the image, and the photoreceptor is become ready to another use. Let me explain again what happens really in a photocopying machine. We know a photocopier is a machine that makes the copies of the document quickly and cheaply. When we want to take a copy of a document, we place the document here on the photocopying machine and press the start button, and the first step involved in the process is the charging of the photoconductor. The first step the process deals with the charging of the photoconductor. At the start of a photocopying run, the drum begins to rotate and a uniform electrostatic charge is distributed over the surface of the selenium film by a high voltage corona device. We know the photoconductor is an amorphous selenium or amorphous arsenic selenide is deposited by vapor deposition technique to provide a thin film, which is on an aluminum drum, which is then installed as a photoreceptor on the photocopying machine. And after conducting the photoreceptor, the next step is the formation of latent image. Once the photoconductor is charged, the document to be photocopied begins to pass over the rotating drum. A laser is used to illuminate the document, which projects an image onto the selenium or arsenic selenide film on the drum. Here we can see when we press the start button, the laser beam is passed over the document, and when the drum is illuminated by the light, will only be able to pass through the document at positions where there is no text or image. After the formation of the latent image, then the next step is the development of the latent image. After the image is projected onto the film, the drum is passed over the charged toner particles. The toner particles, as they run over the photocopier, photoreceptor of the photocopier, become negatively charged due to friction and are attracted by the electrostatically charged image on the photoreceptor. The image is developed as the toner distributes itself over the electrostatic image. Next step is the transfer of the image onto the paper. That is, the developed image transferred paper moving parallel to the photoreceptor by electrostatic means, that leaving the replica of image on the document. Then after that, there is fixing of the toner particles carrying the developed image are then fixed on the paper surface by a combination of heat and pressure. The toner particles left over the drum that are removed mechanically or electrically, and the photoreceptor exposed to bright light, that once we are taking or we are starting the photocopier, the laser beam passed over the document in one direction, and after that the laser beam passed in the opposite direction. That beam actually removing all the image, electrostatic image left over the photoreceptor or photoconductor, that is actually erasing the image developed by the toner particles, and that is actually removing by the second laser beam, and that means erasing the image, and that is further that at that position or the second, by the use of second laser beam, the photoreceptor becomes ready to any other use, and we will get the image of the exact image of the document used for copying, and we will get on the printed paper. So I hope that you are little clearer on how we can take a copy of a document by the photocopier. Thank you for hearing me.